I just got back from meeting with my seller. We listed 24 hours ago and we just had 14 offers to review. But it's not all about the price. I wanted to go over with you how to get your offer accepted in this seller's market. As the seller's agent, when reviewing offers with my client, we're not just looking at price. Don't get me wrong, yes, it is important, but there's other factors to consider. I can tell you this, every single time that I am representing a buyer, I go ahead and the very first thing I do after my client decides that they want that property for their home, I call the seller's agent and have a quick conversation just to learn a little bit about the seller. Are they relocating out of state? Perhaps there's a relocation package that we could go ahead and fill out and have as part of our offer. Or maybe they're moving local, but they already have another home under contract. You know the close date that you need. If I know that, I can go ahead and include that in our offer. These simple steps can make your offer so much stronger than someone else's. Another big factor that we look at is the due diligence period. This is the period where you as the buyer can go ahead and have an inspector come in or any contractors that you might want to have look at things. But this is also the most risky part for the seller because this is the time frame where you as the buyer can pretty much back out for any reason, getting your earnest money back, leaving the seller high and dry and needing to put their home back on the market. So the shorter this time period is, the more of a serious buyer you look, therefore showing less risk to the seller. So as the seller's agent, I'm always looking at that date. If you're going 8, 10 or more days, forget it. I'm looking for something maybe 3 or 4 days, or in some cases, 0. The next point is financing. Are you going to be obtaining financing through a lender, or do you have the cash in hand to go ahead and close? For years, we've heard cash is king. I'm here to tell you that's just not the case anymore. Here's why. Let's say that you have the cash and you say, well, we can close in 7 days. Well, that might be great if you're dealing with a foreclosure situation on a vacant home, but people live here. This seller is still living here with their family. They're probably having to either relocate to another state or possibly they're purchasing another home. And they're gonna need that 30 to 40 days to make the transition into their new home as well, obtain their financing as well. So if I can go ahead and see that you have a pre-qualification letter, I can talk to your lender, hear that you are a well-qualified person, you're putting, 15% down, 20% down, you're a serious buyer and you're not just wasting our time, that's just as good as cash to us. Circling back to your offer price. The reason that I say this is not the end-all be-all when we are reviewing the offer with a seller is for a couple of points. Number one, when I am representing a seller, I do a lot of research before even listing that home to make sure that I know exactly what the market value of that house is. So let's just say in this particular case, the house is worth $450,000. If you come in and you go so far over the asking price just to win the bid, I already know with confidence that that home is not going to appraise. Therefore, you as the buyer are going to have to come out of pocket with money, which is most likely not going to happen because now you're very clearly overpaying for the home, or you're going to come back to us within your appraisal contingency time frame and say, Mr. Seller, I want you to now reduce the home however much difference there was, let's say $20,000. So now my seller is losing $20,000 and perhaps your offer was not so strong in some of those other areas such as due diligence or closing time frame, those types of things. And now we're right back to where we started with so many of the other offers. Most importantly, tell the sellers who you are. Most of the time, they're pretty emotional about this move. I mean, come on, they've probably brought babies home here. They've had family meals here, so much time. Tell them about how you plan to raise your family in this home, how you plan to make it everything that they have. Play fetch with the dog in the backyard that they've created such a beautiful space with. It's important that you write this letter and really let them see who they're selling to. We're in a seller's market right now. I get it. It can be frustrating when you're the buyer that's competing with other buyers for the same property. I truly hope that these tips help you to secure your offer. If there's any questions that I didn't review that you would like answered, please don't hesitate to reach out. Until next time.